And unfortunately, my trip to the cleaning cupboard has paid off. Let's hope I've struck gold. Guys, come and have a look at this.
Oh, yes.
There's lots of detail here.
Yeah, there is. I bought this at a flea market a long, long time ago, and I used to use this sort of thing a lot, actually, but I don't anymore. And I know, you know, it is beautiful and I can appreciate it, but I'd like somebody else to have it.
Okay. Well, all of this genre of linens are handmade, and there was a fashion for a long period of time in the 18th, 19th century, and all the way through into the 20th century, where a lot of people would have made these, more often than not, for newlyweds.
Who'd buy this at auction?
A lot of people do like to still buy linens, because all of a sudden, work like this is almost having a renaissance. There are people that do want to buy this and trade with it, because people still appreciate the work that's gone into this.
So if we do decide to put this up in auction, how much do you reckon we'll get for it?
As far as value is concerned, it really is into the condition, and I notice we've got a bit of staining here.
I'm going to have to get that out.
Well, you know, do you know anyone who's good at getting rid of stains at all? Have you come across
I do have a contact.
Have you got
What do you use for that?
Well, actually...
Well, look, she's getting down to business now. Well, actually.
I'm going to make notes.
I'd start with the biological washing powder. I think I'll probably boil it up, actually. It'll be fine because it's fairly resilient looking. Excuse me?
I'll go back to asking you, how much do you hope we'll raise?
Well, I think it's... if we can get that stain out, that would be really good news. I'm going to put my neck on the block here and put 30 to 50 pounds on it.
30 to 50, that's fantastic.
Good.
OK, onward and upward, let's carry on.
Okay.
You two can lead the way. I'm just going to have a little bit of a back massage. Oh, I needed that. Hey, wait for me. As I turn my attention to one of Aggie's fine bookcases, Jonty conducts his own search of the kitchen. This colourful jug and bowl catch his eye. They are what's known as Arcadian ware, a form of crested china that dates from the 1950s. Aggie wants to keep hold of the jug, but she's happy for the bowl to go. And Jonty thinks that on a good day it could fetch 50 to 60 pounds at auction. There are china pieces like this everywhere you look in her property. Hey, that's lovely.
How much dust is on my shelves?
There's no dust on your shelves, I have checked. This is lovely. What is it?
Actually, this is lovely, isn't it? This is a Clarice Cliff sweet jar, I think.
Okay.
And I bought this at an Art Deco fair many moons ago, probably about 25 years ago. And I did pay quite a lot of money for it, actually. But I feel that I'd like to give this to the auction and raise money for charity. I think I paid about £150 for it.
Right, OK.
Quite a lot. I don't know how I had so much money in those days, but yeah, I'd like for it to be worth a bit more. I know there's a slight flaw in it. I remember being told that at the time, but I can't remember where it is.
So you say there's a flaw in it. If there is one, I know the man who'll find it. Jonty, come on in and bring Flick with you.
What do we got?
What do you make of that? It's lovely, isn't it?
Oh, I say, look at that. Very nice too, yes. Clarice Cliff, thank you very much indeed.
Yes, well, I think, you know, I've got such rubbish stuff. I need to give something that's half decent.
This is really superb. So how long have you had it, you say?
Oh, I think about 25 years.
Aggie says there's a flaw in there somewhere.
Really? Well, if there is a flaw, it's probably likely to be the area where there's the least amount of, I suppose, support. So sometimes these handles can come loose and therefore we might have some restoration. And if one looks closely there, can you see very closely that there might be some difference in colour?
Oh,
yes, I can see that.
Now that's possible restoration, and the only way to properly tell that is to take a look at this under ultraviolet light. There you'll be able to see the difference. Have you now? Oh, now we know. Well, we know what we're talking about.
Yes.
We're just here for the ride, aren't we, Flick?
It finds wee-wee as well.
Yes.
It does.
Moving swiftly
down. Back down to the gutter we go.
Every time.
But this is really fabulous news because for the last 20 years, Clarice Cliff has grown and grown and grown as far as value and interest. And that's simply because she was an iconic designer of her time. During the 1930s, when she was developing her new ranges, her new wares, she completely revolutionised the way the potteries developed and created new lines. It was a very simple form, and this is really what we're looking at here. Likewise with the clock Flick that we looked at earlier, very simple Art Deco lines.
So how much money do you reckon we'd make at auction?
If we don't have a floor there, then we're really looking at £200 to £300.
Well, you look like you've got plenty of energy left, both of you, but the rummage is over for today. We've found our items.
Excellent.
You wanted £500 for your beloved charity.
No, I'm going to make anywhere near that.
You're going to make more than that.
Really? How do you know?
Well, I've added it up in my head. I'm not just a pretty face, you know. What we've done is we've taken Jonty's lowest estimate on all the items, added them up together. You wanted £500 for your beloved charity, and we're looking at making something in the region of £530.
Oh, wow!
That's good, isn't it?
530?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's very
cool.
good.
Next time I see you in the auction.
Marvellous.
It's been fun today.
Yeah.
Well
really
done.
enjoyed it.
That's great.
What a time we've had in Aggie's spick and span home. There's a diverse collection of things heading off to auction, all with modest estimates, but as Jonty would say, priced to sell. That's how he speaks, isn't it? Among them, the costume jewellery in the attractive silver case. He thinks these are worth £20 to £40. There was that stone pestle and mortar, which almost put my back out. £40 to £60 is the asking price for these heavy-duty kitchen accessories. And our star item with a price tag of £200 to £300, that sweet jar from the talented hands of Clarice Cliff. We're all really, really excited about that one. Still to come, a tough day in the sale room as Aggie's items failed to excite the bidders.
Could it be better?
I know it could have been better, but let me tell you, it could have been worse as well. I think so. £30 is good.
So will Aggie's dream of cleaning up at auction go down the drain?
70 quid, that's not bad at all.
I'm happy with that.
Good.
I'm happy
Well, show
with
it in
that.
your face then.
I'm ecstatic.
Yes, that's what I wanted to see.
Find out when the final hammer falls. It's been just over a week since I ran a curious finger over the surfaces of Aggie MacKenzie's house. And in the process discovered lots of interesting items, which we've brought here to Chiswick Auctions. Now we're hoping to raise something in the region of £500. Let's hope the bidders are in here when her items go under the hammer. There are a massive 1,200 lots on offer in today's sale, so we're fully expectant of a big turnout. And that is just what's needed if we're to raise our target for Aggie's charity. I'm feeling confident. What's this? Is Jonty in need of some Dutch courage? I've had my worries, but please tell me you're not hitting the bottle already. It's a bit early, isn't it?
I was just pondering whether we're going to have a champagne day today.
Oh, I hope we do. That's one of our items, right?
It certainly is. Bottle of Krug.
Vintage?
Vintage 1990. And hopefully we're going to get £80 to £120 for it.
She's got loads of nice stuff, though, hasn't she?
Yes, the Clarice Cliff, that's always a great seller. Art Deco clock. Yes, we've got some really interesting things today.
We're hoping to raise something like £500. Fingers crossed. I've heard a vicious rumour that she's already here cleaning the toilets. Let's go and find her. Well, I'm relieved that the champagne has remained unopened, even though it's been on view to the public for several days now. As Jonty says, let's hope we'll all be in the mood for celebrating at the end of the day. As we seek out our celebrity and her sister-in-law, I get wind of some startling news about a missing item. Is this yours?
Yes, it is. It's the poor substitute for the Clarice Cliff.
Why?
It's not here, it's still at home.
Right.
I had everything sitting in the corner, ready to come to the auction house. Husband Matthew walks in and said, "Hang on, you're not putting that to the auction, are you?" And I said, "Yeah." "You can't do that." And I was going, "Well, it was mine, actually. I did buy it myself with my own money long before I met you." He said, "I'm really, really upset about that."
So there's a massive dent in the budget then, isn't it? Because you valued that at what?
Well, £200 to £300.
I know, but you know what? I'm going to have to make it up. It's better that we keep the peace.
So no Clarice Cliff then. What about all the other items? Is there any other item that you might be sad to see go?
Yeah, I think I'm quite sad to see that tablecloth go.
If I remember rightly, there was a big stain on it. Did you manage to get it out?
I got the stain out.
Never.
Yeah, I know, I was quite surprised
How
at
did you do it?
myself. I slathered it with biological detergent, rubbed the fabric, left it overnight, into the washing machine, hot wash. Marvellous.
It's very sad about the Clarice Cliff, but at least you're keeping your husband happy, which is good. The auction's about to start. Let's get into
Oh, right,
position.
yeah.
It's quite understandable that Aggie's had a change of heart over the Clarice Cliff pottery, which there was clearly more of a family attachment to than Aggie first realised. Its absence does leave a £200 hole in our chances, so £320 is now the goal to achieve today, with the items that have made it to auction. Let's hope the bidders are in a generous mood.